Buzu, welcome. This is part 12 of our Elden Ring DLC Faith Incantation run. Last time, we started out at Ancient Row West, made our way up to the main entrance and staircase. We fought two bosses, had much more difficulty than we should have had, but we eventually made it to Enir Ilum, the Outer Wall, First Rise, Spiral Rise, and Taroom. Fought a pretty cool boss, had an easier time than we should have had, and then finally making it here to the Divine Gate front staircase. For items, we got the Divine Bird Feathers, the Modeled Necklace +2, Aspects of the Crucible Bloom, Divine Beast Tornado, Remembrance of the Saint of the Bud, not one but two random drop Divine Beast Helms, Spira or Spira, however you pronounce it, the Euporia, an Ancient Somber Stone, the Horned Warrior's Greatsword, Letta's Sword, Falks, the Braided Cord Set, Dane's Footwork, Letta's Chest Piece, and then finally Freya's Greatsword and Armor Set. Now here, we have spent all of our... we've spent all of our runes. And my original plan was to go in with 11 heal flasks and 3 FP flasks. But based on how much we struggled with Romina and how easy that boss is compared to this boss, I think we're going to skip that. But here we're going to summon Ansbach, because I think it's cool. But I remembered what I was going to mention last time. So, after part 9 after part 10 before part 11, I read that there was going to be an update to Elden Ring. Like the base, or this Elden Ring, not Night Rain. And I don't know when that update, DLC, whatever it is going to come out. But I heard it was going to add new weapons. And I'm really hoping that we get more light greatswords, more backhand blades, and more great katanas. Because as of right now, we don't have a lot of those. Same with hand-to-hand. And maybe perfume bottles as well, but I don't care about those as much. But light greatswords, they were introduced in the DLC. We only have 3. Backhand blades, introduced in the DLC. We only have 3. And great katanas, introduced in the DLC. We only have 3. And so, hearing about getting an update that will add new weapons in Elden Ring, I'm hoping we get more of those 3 weapon classes, and I hope we get some added into the base game, as I think that would be very nice and cool. But with that being said, we can actually throw them on here, and without further ado, we can traverse the mist.
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song. Now, the vow will be honored, and my lord brother's soul will return, so that he may be my consort.
I like how he has two little swords strapped to his sides.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you. After all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
It's like, we all know he's not using those dinky little straight swords, right? My man is too big to use small weapons. He's got too much of an ego to use such a basic weapons. But I appreciate him having them anyways. Oh, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see the critical hit into phase transition. Chef's kiss. You'll love it. And we're gonna let him ember up because this is not Elden Ring. This is in fact Dark Souls 3. Where the boss embers up to gain power.
Lord brother. At long last you are returned. Tarnished one. Aspiring lord of the old order. If you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us. To I, Miquella, and my promised consort, Radahn.
Alright. Time for bullet hell. He normally has a, like, giant nuke that he sends out. Oh! There it is. There's the nuke. We just had to wait for it. It came out a little later than expected. But it's fine. What's not fine? Oh, I was about to say is Ansbach being low health, but he healed, so that's good. Whew. Love that attack. Also like that attack. Also love that attack. Not so much a fan of that attack, because I always try to dodge it. And you could say that's a skill issue on my part. Which, probably. So, please. That jump was way too late. That attack might look scary, but all you have to do is continuously roll into him, and You'll be fine. Sir, please. Can't you just let me heal? I love that attack. It looks so smooth. Like the grab attack. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Same with that. I don't like losing over half my health bar, but man, it sure does look good. Ow. Oh. I probably should have used Urgery Heal instead of a flask, but yeah. Alright, Ansbach, you take it from here. As I'm just gonna pop that.
I just astonished. Come, our new lord. A lord not for gods, but for men.
Oh! He got us on the very last attack. Look how close he was, though. Imagine if we had gotten that first try. That would have been nuts. Crimson Burst. Probably get rid of this for something else. Ah, why not? Could be worth a try. With a little gander, I suppose. So let's pop that. Let's run over here so that way he hopefully doesn't hit them.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Ow. I find it a little weird that even jumping we got hit by that. Oh. Oh, anyways. Yep. Yeah, see, he normally does it right as you go into phase 2. So I don't know why the first time he didn't. Seemed a little weird. I always try to roll that.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
So we rolled that just ever so slightly too late. Alright, well. If I get hit by the first thing, I'm getting hit by the second thing. Yeah, I just rolled in the wrong direction. That's fine. Really hope this isn't a case of get super close the first time and then just progressively do worse and 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 worse. Because that has happened. That's basically the FromSoft special.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Stamina management is the name of the game, and we are not very good at it. Also, by the way, that's how you dodge that attack. The gravity rocks in the sky. You run off to the right and then jump near the end. Ooh. Divine bird feathers from Ornis. Did good damage. Yep. There's the tactical nuke. Oh. He didn't go after us, that was very surprising. So all we have to do is survive and not die, and Divine Bird Warrior Ornis, I gave you one job. And I will never learn to jump that. Don't know why. But we are... Thankfully he went after me, because Onspock doesn't dodge that. Onspock doesn't dodge that either. And once again, big scary move, but that big combo, it looks scary, but all you have to do is continuously dodge forward. The third attack has a slight delay, but even if you mistime that dodge, it really doesn't matter. Like, it'll be fine either way.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Stamina management is important. Something that I always say. Something that I always impressively fail to practice. Where's Divine Bird Warrior Ornus? Oh my god. They're just sitting off in the corner. I think they, like, got stuck on the fog wall or something. Phase 2 made them teleport, so they're here now. So that's nice. I was about to say, and they have a lot more health than they normally have. Okay. That might be another attack that you have to run. But I've never been able to avoid that by running. And it always just stun locks. So it's like if the first one hits, then just every single one, like a machine gun, stun locks you. And then the big explosion hits and does damage.
A pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Okay. We got this, though. And if we don't kill Radahn in under 40 minutes, I will be very disappointed, because my last 2 runs, I've killed him first try with no summons. Oh, there we go. Good bleed proc. Oh, what a meme. I'm gonna pop this. So rude. Yeah, like that. Oh! My soft, fragile bones. Okay, never mind. I'm a liar. I'm a dirty, filthy liar. I said that you have to jump that. But there I jumped and I still got hit. So I am speaking untruths. Whether I roll or jump, that hits me, apparently. Good. So rude. Alright, so, oh my god. No, please. Well, he's dead. Yeah, something I've noticed about the attack where they spawn duplicates. That one. The only thing I noticed about that, bruh. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna... You didn't even let me finish my sentence. That's so rude. But the attack where they go into the air and then spawn a bunch of duplicates that slam down, like machine gun style, I think that's the only attack from Radahn that I don't like. Because I've tried rolling it, it doesn't work. I've tried running it, it doesn't work. I've tried rolling it in different directions, it doesn't work.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Uh-oh. He saw me using a spell and went, absolutely not. Not in my house. But yeah, I've tried rolling in different directions. I've tried running in different directions. And like... nothing I try works. And it's not fun to look at. And so it just... that's the one not fun attack for me. Like, even that one is fine, because you only need to dodge twice. And as long as you get those 2 dodge times, you're good. But that attack, yeah, this attack, it's like nothing works. Rolling doesn't work, running doesn't work, jumping doesn't work. And it does so much damage. Sir, please. Sir, please, you're being a meanie pants. Like, that one is fine. The one where he does a, like, side slash attack is fine. That one. I'm not a big fan of that attack either. Mostly because it feels like it hits you a bit more than it should. Also, am I crazy, or did he just stop his big combo? like 2 swings in. I'm sorry, am I mistaken? Or is that his 3rd time using that big attack? Also, yeah, that stomp attack. You know, I pressed dodge, and then I just kind of didn't dodge. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, yeah, the stomp attack that has the spikes come out of the ground in phase 2. Like, in phase 1... Off to a great start. Off to a great start. Yeah, it's like in phase 1, you can roll through them. Oh, okay. You can usually roll through them. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Radahn. Like I said, I finished 2 characters. Like today and yesterday. I finished a character yesterday and I finished a character today. Both characters, I beat Radahn first try. No summons, no spirit ashes. But then I pressed the record button. And oh, no, we can't do that anymore. Beating Radahn first try? No. Not real. Sounds fake. You wanna run that by me again, Mr. Sir? Again, that attack, he hits you once and he's guaranteed to hit you. Basically. I don't think I've ever dodged it. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with Radahn. Specifically this one. You can't even say today, because it's not today. I beat him earlier today, and it was fine. Yeah, that's a much better move. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. So I'm doing this in real time. I can't like look. I can't look back in the past and see with my eyeballs and see what happened there. But so I'm gonna need you to tell me what happened there. I'm gonna need you to tell me what happened there. But it looked like he tried to do one attack, canceled the first attack to do a second attack, canceled the second attack to either do a third attack or continue the first attack. All I know is that he canceled 2 different attacks. I don't know what's going on with Radahn today, but that man is doing drugs. That man needs to get checked into the hospital and probably shot. Because Jesus Christ. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, but that ain't right. That's not how things should work.
Lord brother, I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort. I'll make the world a gentler place.
Okay. And it gets a circlet of light. And then we can head back to the site of grace just to reload the area. And doing that, if you did their quest, you can get Ansbach's set, his scythe, and his incantation. And if you did his quest, you get Talia's hidden needle and armor set. Now, this is when I would normally give my opinion about the run, but just based on that, like, last 15 seconds of the fight, where the boss, again, what it looked like to me was they started doing an attack, canceled that attack to do a different attack, and then canceled that attack to either do a third attack or continue on with the first attack. Just based on that, like, batshit insanity, I'm not even gonna give my opinion on the run. I'm just not. That was too whack. Let's see, meteorite strength, or a meteorite staff cannot be strengthened in any way. It takes int. And yeah, by the way, that was with Golden Braid, which boosts holy damage negation by the utmost. Spell Drake, physical, and Pearl Drake. Oh, that brings intelligence up to 16. We need int to be at 18. Oh my god. Pop that. Is that enough? No, it is not. That should hopefully be enough. And it is. And then combined with Circlet of Light, that gets our int to 18. And that allows us to wield the Meteorite Staff, which cannot be strengthened in any way. So, yeah. But we're gonna head over to Gatefront just to show off the incantations of the DLC. Well, we should go to Roundtable Hold, actually, because there are a few boss ones. We can do that after showing these off. So this covers your body. Mantle of Thorns is a sorcery, but it scales off faith. So if you played the Dark Souls games, this is the set of thorns, like Kirk's armor set. And if you played Elden Ring, this is the Briar set. It's less about the damage and more about being able to stun the enemy just by rolling. Which isn't anything crazy, but it is useful. I'm gonna move over to the Dry Leaf set, because that fits the aesthetics of an incantation user better. But then we have Impenetrable Thorns, which this is kind of like the I don't remember what they're called right now, but the like Briars of Sin. That might be what they're called, actually. Where it's a sorcery where you like stab yourself and thorns come out around you. And then there's a second version of it that has you send thorns out. Impenetrable Thorns is basically like that. That's from the base game. That's an Ash of War. That's a sorcery, that's a sorcery. It requires int and faith, but we don't have the int for it. That's a sorcery. That's an incantation. That's an incantation. That's an incantation, and that's an incantation. Okay. So, cash those in. And if you haven't watched my other runs of this is when I would explain my thoughts. Just on the DLC or on whatever I'm using. But yeah, not here. Not here because of how complete whack the final two parts have been. Now you might think, wow, that's garbage damage. Like, only like half that guy's health bar with a plus 10 Erdtree Seal and 81 Faith. But what's important to remember is that this is a New Game Plus, and I wasn't charging that up. And I didn't have Flux Canvas Talisman, so Flux Canvas Talisman and charging it, still not that good, honestly. So, bit of an oof. But then we have Aspects of the Crucible Bloom. So we're just gonna show these off. Yeah, so this is good if you're like sneaking up on a dragon. But besides that, not much else. Now, multi-layered Ring of Light is actually one I've used. And yeah, whatever it hits, it just sticks to. And it hits repeatedly. And so, stands breaking a boss and then just crazy damage. And then we didn't use my nerd tree, so we can keep that. Dragon Bolt of Floor Sacks. And Fire Serpent. So, Light of Mikola. Yeah, it's just his big phase 2 boom. Where there's an initial explosion and then a follow-up. Now here, Dragon Bolt of Floor Sacks. I want to... Nope, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's read the description. Calls down red lightning to bolster the caster nearby allies, while in a road with red lightning, all forms of damage negation, including physical, are increased. This also increases damage negation while guarding as an additional effect. So, So this powerful but slow. This I haven't tested it enough, so don't know. This good like low FP spell. And then this takes 27 arcane, which we don't have. So grip. So this isn't an exhaustive showing by any means. And I'm sorry if you weren't hoping for that. But that is not what I'm going for. Oh, we don't have Corpus's Vial? Do we have it in storage? We do. Corpus's Vial is very useful. So that way you can just sprint up. And then... Right, so very cheap. And, I mean, obviously low range, but... I believe it stuns or at least knocks enemies back. That didn't look too good. Yeah, it looks pretty, but it doesn't look too useful. Whereas Mesmer's Orb looks useful. After that, we have Midra's Flame of Frenzy, Golden Arcs, Giant Golden Arc, and let's see what Midra's Flame of Frenzy does. Right, so you can just hold that down, which is nice. Probably better for... Like, it probably does a pretty decent job of getting under big bosses like dragons. But we don't really have any dragons to show that off on. And you'd need a lot of... You need a lot of focus. And the Dry Leaf set is one of the best sets for focus. Like, braided cord is the only one that's better that I can think of. Yeah, giant golden arc is just golden arcs, but better for a group of enemies in a row instead of a single enemy. Then down here we have Spira, Divine Bird Feathers, and Divine Beast Tornado. Oh, okay. And you can hold it to keep it going. So, against an enemy that's super slow, that's probably pretty good. Or if you're doing, like, PvP, and it's you and someone else, like you're in a 2v1, Spire's probably pretty good for you to sit back and keep pressure on someone, as someone else has more of a aggressive melee build. Yeah, Divine Bird Feathers, it's cool, but for the amount of FP it takes, it doesn't do a lot of damage or stun. But then Divine Beast Tornado, on the other hand, I've used Divine Beast Tornado in a run with multi-layered Ring of Light, and it's pretty good. So, throwing all the base game ones into storage, and just looking at the DLC ones. Also, Knights of Lightning Spear. Oh. Oh, jeez. Why do I have two of so many different things? Okay. And then one more we can show off in Minor Erdtree. Yeah. Do more damage. Please, I need to take more damage. Please. More damage. I need to be at a lower health bar. I need less health. Come on. Keep attacking me. It might sound like sarcasm, but Minor Erdtree is a heal spell, so... I think that's enough. So if we pop Minor Erdtree, it just creates this small little thing. But if you look, it shoots your health up pretty quickly. Like, for a regen build, this is nuts. If you look at our health, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. Yeah, it only gets you like half your health bar at 60 health, so 1,900 HP. But considering it only takes 30 FP, I consider it to be kind of like a portable Site of Grace that doesn't respawn enemies, making it really good for co-op. If you have a dedicated endgame faith build, this is good. But just taking a look at all of the incantations that I have for the DLC, just going through, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on them. So, Wrath from Afar, it's okay. Not really good, not terrible. Personally, I would go with Knight's Lightning Spear or just the basic base game Lightning Spear. But if you really want to go with Holy instead of Lightning, you can use it. Heal from afar, just use a heal spell. Minor Urgery, the 70 faith requirement is very high, but it is good for just a little portable Site of Grace that you can pop down anywhere for a small little 30 FP. Like, for the amount of healing it gives you and for how fast it gives you that healing, 30 FP is very good. Aspects of the Crucible Thorns, very cool idea, garbage execution. Aspect of the Crucible Bloom, cool idea, decent enough against enemies that don't move. I wish it got buffed to follow the enemies. Multi-layered Ring of Light, very powerful. Like, I used this in a run, it's crazy good. Light of Mikola, slow but strong. It's like a nuke if you can get an enemy to stand still. Knight's Lightning Spear, strong, good, highly recommend, very powerful. Dragon Bolt of Fluorescex, I haven't used enough to give a definitive answer on that. Golden Arcs and Giant Golden Arc are both okay. They're just okay. That's really it. Spira, can't confirm, but I imagine it'd be pretty good for PvP if you're in a 2v1. Just for you to sit back and apply consistent pressure while the other person gets more aggressive. Divine Bird Feathers, cool idea, not strong enough. Divine Beast Tornado, cool, strong, not overpowered by any means, but it's cool. Fire Serpent, good, low FP, decent enough damage, decent enough for getting around shields. Mesmer's Orb, it's kind of like a small nuke, it's pretty cool. Roar of Regalia, haven't used it enough, but it looks cool. Farius Blade of Ansbach, haven't used it enough, it looks cool, but I don't think it's that strong. Rotten Butterflies, seems kind of weak. Midra's Flame of Frenzy, you need a high frenzy resist bar, but seems cool, seems good against dragons. But anyways, this part was super weird. The fight against the last two bosses were super weird. And I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm just gonna end things.